Good morning, friends. It's Joy with Decor Made with Joy, and today we are going to make a bow. And this bow is going to be for a candlestick project where I attached this bunny. So I'll get the camera all set up where you could see what I'm doing, but let's gather our supplies first. So we need our ribbon scissors, dedicated scissors for cutting ribbon. I have a piece of bind wire, or you could use a chenille stem. This is what you're going to use to attach your bow to your project, whether it be a wreath or a candlestick or whatever that may be. And I'm going to need a zip tie. I've already put my ribbons down in my basket, so I'll reposition the camera, put you on hold, pause to do that. Okie doke, I've got my easy bow maker here, which is what I like to do when I use multiple ribbons because of my arthritis in my hands. For the base layer of bow, we are going to use this blue jean fabric, and we are first going to make a set of lower tails. First, we cut a dovetail. And when you're cutting a dovetail, to keep from cutting it backwards, visualize you want peaks on the edges, not a peak in the middle. So fold it together and then cut to make peaks on your edges, and voila. Okay, I'm going to use my bowmaker ruler to measure the length of my lower tails, make another dovetail, and again fold my ribbon together, visualize the peaks on the outer edges, and cut my dovetail on both ends. Then I'm going to locate the center of that and put that right in the middle of the dowels of my easy bow maker. Doesn't have to be exact. And then pull those towards you so that you have lower tails for your bow. All right, and now I'm left with a peak because of the cutting the dovetails, and I could leave that for a short upper tail, or I could go ahead and cut a regular dovetail. Dedicated scissors that remain sharp, important to get a smooth edge. Okay, estimate, I don't measure this, but estimate a short upper tail, and in this case it's going to be about 4 inches. Pull that up or away from you. Now one of the secrets to bow making, there in the center of your easy bow maker, it is compressed, and you want to just straighten that out the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then take that and flip it 180 degrees, turn it away from me with the unfinished side up. In this case, this ribbon is exactly the same on both sides. Some ribbons, that's not the case. We still want to twist. Making bows is all about twisting. Measure out my loop. I'm going to make a 5-inch loop on this left-hand side using the Easy Bow Maker ruler. Easy to do. I can tell exactly how 5 inches is. If you're doing a hand bow, you learn to kind of eyeball it and get both sides the same. Now bring it back through the center of the dowels and straighten that out. 180 degree turn, bottoms up. Measure out a 5-inch loop on the right. Using the ruler on your easy bow maker, just like so. Bring it back through the center, straighten it up, compress it down with your thumbs or fingers. Another secret to bow making. Let's make a second 5-inch loop on the left-hand side. And I'm just using the ruler again, or you could just use your previous loop to measure. And then I want to pull that loop up and this loop down. Bring it back through the dowel. Now you want to cut a shorter dovetail to finish that off. Okay, so that is ribbon number 1. We are going for a circular kind of shape, and that looks real pretty. Would be fine just on its own. Let's reach down in their basket. I like to use a basket at my feet to hold my ribbons. You could use your dowel here, but not my preference. And we are going in with a pink layer. Let's see how pretty this will be with that bunny. It's got some pink, it's got some green, blues are prominent, cream background. So people often get hung up on how do you choose ribbons. You know, you get inspired by your project. It can, your project can flow off a ribbon that you really like, or it can, in this case, this bunny has a pattern, so I'm being inspired by the florals in that, and having my ribbons coordinate with the pattern in there. And since it's so patterned, that's why I chose solid ribbons. I don't want to fight with it. I don't want my eye to fight. Okay, let's go in with our pink layer, and we are going to do the same thing with this 5-inch loops. So let me start back over. I put it through the center of the dowel with a 4-inch upper loop, full twist, measure out 5 inches. Now bring it back through the dowels, compress it down, straighten out the ribbon, full twist, turn it away from me, measure out 5 inches on the right. And when you first, if you get too much on the first pull like that, I don't know if you could see that ruler, but I started out with 5.5. That's not what I want. I want 5 inches. So I just pull it back through the center dowels. Okay, compress it down, full twist, turn it away from me, bottoms up, 5 inches. Pull this last loop up, this one down. Dovetail the end. This pink ribbon, I just want to say, is canvasy, and I believe it came from Sam's. It was a door prize in the recent Jam Design and Supply and Candy's Creative Design School held a spring retreat. I could not go, so I joined them virtually and won a door prize, and it was 2 rolls of big ribbon, and I believe those were donated by Jam Design. Let me show you the other roll of ribbon. Real pretty purple and pink and lime green, Eastery looking. And it's a 50-yard roll, and so those were door prizes. So sign up for the next retreat in the fall. You can attend virtually, very inexpensively, and they did offer kits where you could join along if you wanted to. I did not do that. I did watch all the sessions and the projects and just picked and selected what I'd want to make in the future and ordered those supplies. But you can do it however you want to. I have ordered kits in the past and done it right along with them. It's great. Okay, my last ribbon, I'm going to reach down in my basket, is going to be a blue and white cabana stripe. And this one came from Personally Yours, plywreathsigns.com. And they carry some ribbon and some. I got this last year, I'd say. I know I didn't order it this year. But, okay, dovetail the end. This is has a really good wire in it. Okay, then we're going to create an upper 4-inch loop, bring it through the dowels, turn it away from me, 5-inch loop on the left, 5-inch loop on the right. Same technique, bring it through dowels, straighten out edges, full twist, turn it away from me. And then I'm going to do a second loop over here on the left. Sometimes on the top ribbon we will make those the length shorter, but since this is using plain ribbons and this cabana stripe is real important to make the others pop to my eye. So I'm looking to see if I'm satisfied with that, or if I want a second loop of the stripe, and I do on the right. So turn it away from me, 5-inch loop on the right. Well, that's the only ribbon I did 2 5-inch loops on the right. Now I'm going to bring it through the dowels, twist it away from me, bottoms up, unfinished side up, and I'm going to make a real small loop, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, coming out to the left, and this is going to cover up our zip tie, cover up our mechanics. I call it a button loop. Cut that off. Take your piece of bind wire, go underneath all of your ribbons on the right hand side of the dowels, pull it up about halfway. Doesn't have to be exact. Now I'm going to take my zip tie. I've got a clear zip tie. Insert it on the right hand side underneath all the ribbon, underneath the zip tie. And you can slide it up your ribbon package just a little bit if you need to get underneath there. Then I am going to start connecting the zip tie to the right of the dowels. I started attaching it, and then I want to go ahead and slide my ribbon package out of the Easy Bow Maker. And you notice the zip tie is not quite in the center yet, so I'm going to take my thumb and compress while rotating that around and shimmying it up to be right in the center. I'm going to make sure I've got my bind wire caught under there, and I do. Adjust that how you want it, and then really compress down as tight as you can. Okay, go back around, and you're going to cut off that excess zip tie, and you're going to start, working with your bow, bringing loops around and getting it to look just like you want it. You're the boss of the ribbon, and you're going to get it like you want it. Pull, push, compress, and we'll do it even more when we get it on our project. But this is what we've got. Real pretty bow for any wreath or any project. All right, be sure and let me know if you have any questions about bow making. And I really like making these center loops. Sometimes we use a piece of floral to come down and hide our zip tie. You see it? But in this case, we're just taking that button loop over it. All right, y'all have a great day.